Please welcome MadPow's Director of the Center for Health Experience Design, Kathryn Hautanen.
Good morning, everyone. So glad you're back here for day 2. Today's the Power Day, a whole day of sessions and exciting talks about health experience. So I have some, hopefully, things that will wake you up. So I don't know about you, I usually feel like this first thing in the morning before my coffee, so I hope you guys are powering up with your coffee. But the whole point of this is to really say, here at MadPow, we have a very specific view into healthcare. Because we're a design consultancy, we work with everybody across the healthcare spectrum. So we talk to providers, we talk to hospitals, we talk to payers, pharma, you name it, we talk to them. And what we see is that we have a very much, I'd like to call it a bird's eye view, just like this little snowy owl here. And is that we're able to see that there's a lot going on and that a lot of you are having the same challenges. So we're helping you with the same challenges over and over again, be it designing a better patient experience, member engagement, or organizational design. And so everybody's working really hard. We're all gnawing away at the problems bit by bit, chewing in, making sure we're solving them, and that it's very complicated. And the challenges are really hard, but a lot of us are very focused, including us. We're all focused on getting this one big problem solved. But if we look at the healthcare industry as a whole, we can all chew on our cheese and make progress, but we all know something big is coming our way. That's not going to be pleasant, right? The healthcare is in a huge transformation right now. There's a lot more burbling about surprise bills, all of these things. People are getting a lot of negativity from their healthcare experience. So we're saying here at the Center for Health Experience Design is that it's time to start thinking differently about how we do healthcare. It's time to think about how we work together differently. So to continue the metaphor, it's like we need to lift our heads and look around us and see what's happening. Of course, I had to be meerkats. So what do we want to change in this world? And this is like a question of how do we want to start working at a system level? The whole theme of this conference is designing for system level change, and that's why the center exists, is really to talk about let's do that system level change to help transform healthcare experience for everyone in the United States. So this is why we developed the Center for Health Experience Design. It's about all of us working together is the only way that we're going to create systemic change in health. So the center is considered, we call ourselves a community of change makers. They're people that we're bringing together that want to see that there's a bigger issue, that there's big problems that need to be solved, and that staying with their own organization, while there are tons of important problems everybody's working on, that there's a whole other level of conversation that could be happening at the system level. And that's what the center is there for. We're here to facilitate that conversation. We really are about accelerating through partnership. It's all about us working together. And the center exists for various reasons. There's different ways to work with this center. We really are about stimulating innovation. So like the design challenge that we launched yesterday, it's like our 3rd or 6th or whatever design challenge that we do. And that really is starting a new conversation about how do we design our world so that we're healthy by default. Which is, again, a big kind of conversation, which is not an easy implementation, but we'd like to stimulate that conversation and start getting people to imagine the world could be different. We also work on launching collaborations. We partner together, bring together groups of people that either they know each other or they don't. Like we have companies that come to us and say, hey, we really need to know somebody who does X or somebody in this organization. And we help to make those introductions. MadPow's been around for 20 years. We pretty much know everybody in the healthcare space, so it's very easy for us to find you partners for at least a conversation to say what might be possible if we chose to work together. We also exist to bring ideas to life. If you have an idea of kind of a formed idea of what you want to do, but you need help prototyping it, we can help you with that. We can also say maybe you're a startup or you're a younger company and you want to get access to providers to help you test out your idea. It's all a concept. We can help you find those partners to pilot your concepts or pilot your software at providers, health plans, etc. And the other big thing that we've been doing a lot recently is winning funding. So we've been doing a lot of grant applications lately just because the system level problems really do take money that is not necessarily associated with a company. So we've got a bunch of grant applications out there right now. So no guarantees, obviously. But we're able to take on those really big problems. Like we've got one grant application in there right now on climate change and public health using AI. So hopefully that will go somewhere. But very excited about, yeah, climate change is a huge public health issue. And there's no one group that can really work on that. So we knit together a whole coalition to apply to a google.org grant to see if there's a way that we can use predictive AI to see how will climate change impact people's health. We also have grant applications out for precision medicine. Like how do we enroll 1 million people in there to see about getting a much better database and understanding how to design healthcare for all on an individual level instead of like assuming everybody's the same. These are the kind of problems that we're really excited about at the center, are these really big, huge challenges. But also we do really simple things. We have a partner that we've worked with a bunch of times, MHQP, and they like to apply to grant applications, and they love the human-centered design aspect that goes to their grants. So they're applying to CMS or NIH, and they want their grant applications to stand out. So they add a human-centered point of view to their applications. And we'll add participatory design workshops, we'll co-create. And we've been winning grants just on that. And they feel that having a design point of view in these very traditional health grant applications really differentiates their application. And we work with them to help recruit people to do these participatory design workshops and really help their research and grant funding go a lot more innovative and hopefully create better outcomes by doing a participatory design project. So the 3 words we always like to say at the center is connect, partner, and strengthen. So connecting is really important, right? So you're all here because you want to connect. That's what the Health Experience Design Conference is for. It's really about finding and meeting those other like-minded individuals. And I hope you're finding that you're really meeting your people here at HXD. That's really what this organization or this event was designed for. But we've also built that online community Mobilize. And I know some of you are in there, and I have a raffle to announce at the end of this. But that really is to continue HXD throughout the year. So it's not just you come here this 1.5 days once a year, it's a great conversation, then you go back home and yeah, okay. And then how do I meet who is that person I met? The whole community is set up so that you can keep those conversations going on. There's over 700 people in there with their names and titles. You can message them directly on there. If you have questions that you want to ask open-ended questions, you can post them yourselves and hope people respond. Like, has anybody had this problem? Can anyone refer me to this? If you see a great article, or you published a great article, or you're coming up and speaking, or you need to hire a designer or something else, you can post that in the community. This is your community. And we really want you guys to make use of it and take ownership of it throughout the year. Second of all, I've already talked a little bit about partnership. We really are about bringing people together. We are about building those relationships that are different and hopefully help facilitate the introductions and the identification of who else you might want to work with. And finally, it really is about strengthening. We offer a series of webinars, workshops, trainings that you can actually join, listen to, and we're open to whatever you want. So we're trying to design training or things that are useful for your team. So feel free to reach out to me and say, hey, we really need to learn something about this. If you have a webinar you want to present, you can do that too. It's not just going to be us talking to you, it's us talking together. That is really the goal of the center. So again, the community, if you haven't been in there, I really recommend it. There's a lot of chatter going on there right now, especially with the raffle. But I'm really heartened by the fact that people are really talking about really personal things in there. So I posted yesterday, after Karen Dillon's talk, that please share. I have 2 books I'll raffle, but you don't have to expose your soul. But I really like to see if you got anything out of her talk. And people were really giving really profound things. And I was like, okay, I feel like there's a comfort level. You guys are feeling more comfortable. And I really appreciate the fact that so many of you are being so honest and really putting yourselves out there. And like I said, we're doing a whole bunch of collaborations. So this is one we just got part of is the Opioid Response Innovation Initiative, and that's one we're working with a bunch of organizations to really help address the opioid crisis at a local level. So my question to you is, what system level change do you want to see? We had this conversation in the member breakfast this morning. We had a really great group of people that came together, really open, really shared. But as you're going through this conference, I really want you to think about, if I look at a systems level, what might be possible? It doesn't have to be climate change, but maybe it's something that really speaks to your soul. Like, what are you passionate about that maybe you can't address at work? But you're like, if this changed, is it like mental health for teenagers? Is it something that would make your life different, would make your life better? That's what we want to talk about. It's really about those like sky high kind of vision things that you want to do that's going to take a bunch of us working together. Now, the other thing is that we have two ways to be involved with the center. You can just do a project, have a conversation with us. We can put together a coalition. We can apply for funding. Some people also are interested in joining us as members. It's not required, but we definitely have members as well. You can sign up as an individual all the way to an enterprise membership for your organization, and all of them have really value in them. So we offer you things like SME consulting or subject matter experts. If you're a small company that can't really afford to hire a design firm for a project, but you're like, you know, we're working on this big research project, we might be in groupthink, we've been doing this for so long, wouldn't it be great if we get some outside eyes that are experts in research to just kind of review our plan and say, okay, are we missing something? Are we doing something that we're missing something obvious, or should we be doing things differently? We can provide that expertise with Dan Berlin, our VP of Experience Research. Maybe you're hiring new people and you're like, okay, well, we don't really know what the organization needs to be. Through the membership, we can hook you up with Adam Connor, our VP of Design Transformation, and he can talk you through a better way to organize. Or maybe you have some content, your new website, and you just want to say, hey, or how is this right? Are we doing this right? You just need some eyes on it. Marley Mesabov, our VP of Content and Strategy, can give you a couple of hours to help you with that. So there's ways to get involved that are very simple to, hey, we really want to do a co-collaboration, we want to do workshops, we want to do design. There's a whole different levels of being engaged on a membership level. You can find a lot more information on the centerhxd.com website, which we launched a brand new one yesterday. It's very pretty. I'm very excited. So please go there and check out and see what we have to offer. I have a little booth over there. I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. Even if you feel compelled to talk to me, you don't even know what you want to ask me, let's talk and see what might be niggling there in the head. It's a new thing. It's a new way of thinking. We're working, co-designing it with you. So I'm really interested to hear any input you might have about what you might want to see become real in this world.